Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, September 6th, 2018 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I am wholly participating in this moment. And today I don't have kitten therapy for you, but take my kitten therapy for yesterday and bring it to today. I think it may be in some ways a little bit easier and in some ways fighting the good fight. Fighting the good fight. We have two shifts that I want to talk about, and then so much more going on beyond that. The two major shifts, Mercury into Virgo. Now, technically, Mercury shifted into Virgo September 5th. It actually hasn't even shifted as of me recording this video. But with Mercury moving into Virgo, we dig into that energy of Mercury. Mercury is a co-ruler of Virgo. Mercury in Virgo has many different levels that we can work with. At that lower vibration level, there can be that critical side. And let's even be fair. Like, there's two sides to critical. Sometimes constructive criticism is a beautiful thing, but a lot of times we go into that place, this is wrong, this is not perfect. I am wholly participating in this moment, which means I am working with all the pieces as they are, as I have them. The highest level of Virgo energy is seeing the holiness in the imperfection, the perfection in the imperfection. And so that's what we're working with. We're working not to stick in the critical place, this isn't working, this isn't perfect, this isn't how I saw it, and work with what we've got. One of my favorite people from San Diego is an artist named Yvette, and she was telling my friend and I one time about this painting that she had really painstakingly detail-oriented done, and her art teacher came on and slashed paint across it and was like, now work with it. And sometimes life is like that. And the Virgo inside all of us, we all have Virgo in us somewhere, does not always like that. And yet that's what we have to work with. And so with Mercury in Virgo, it's finding the masterpiece when your masterpiece has had paint slashed across it. Rather than being critical, this is ruined, I can't work with this. No, you are meant to work with it. How can you work with it? In the most holy and healing manner. So it's not always going to be easy, but realize that. We also have to realize that with Mercury in Virgo, there's going to be the situation of all of the monkeys. So between the Sun in Virgo and Mercury now in Virgo, the mental energy is definitely increasing. That is also going to, outside, things are happening, monkeys are happening. That's also going to be ramped up, I think, a little bit with a connection between the moon and Uranus energy. Uranus energy also stimulating, feeding into this energy. Mercury's then going to come and connect to that Uranus energy. It's going to be really early on Friday morning, but the mental, electrical energies are going to be firing. So you may feel a little bit more ADD. You may feel ADD if you've never been in that state of ADD energy. Your nervous system may feel overstimulated. Your work is to be wholly embodied in this moment, participating, body, mind, spirit, soul. And that is what's going to ultimately help you move through these energies. These cards today are really so perfect. So that's number one. Now, the next thing that we have happening is Saturn direct. Saturn has been retrograde since April 17th. April 17th, I was still stuck somewhere, I think in Michigan, waiting for a piece of mail that took 3 weeks to arrive. Stuck. And that's what I think Saturn retrograde can often feel like. Saturn retrograde to me is the most difficult retrograde because Saturn is that taskmaster, and it's like, have you gotten these lessons? So whatever your individual lessons are for Capricorn, have you gotten that? But as a whole, our lesson for Capricorn is that of soul embodiment. So with Saturn going direct in Capricorn, Capricorn, this sign that on one level really likes to appeal to society. Can you still take your soul with you as you are moving in and through the world? Can you be wholly participating in the moment? And I mean wholly participating, body, mind, spirit, soul, heart, but also wholly participating, bringing your yin with you, the yin and the yang. This world has been largely patriarchal, yang dominated, and yet we have this time of this influx in yin energy, and that is a part of you that is deeply connected to and deeply important to your soul and deeply important to your wholeness of being. So as you move forward, these lessons that we've been talking about with the yin, as you move forward in the world, as you move forward in purpose, on purpose, bring your yin with you. Be wholly participant. That is of the utmost importance for yourself and for everybody. Like I said, changes are going to continue. We have a lot coming up astrologically, especially coming up in 2020. But we're going to be building into that. And so it is of the utmost importance that we learn to utilize the wisdom, the grace, the patience, the nurturing, the love, and the holiness that the yin vibration brings. That has not been part of our typical structure. So this may be a bit of a challenge to move forward with bringing that with you. But realize that is one of the important lessons that we all have in embodying our soul, to bring that yin energy with us. So just remember that. Keep flowering, keep growing that energy with Saturn moving direct. With Saturn moving direct, if things have been a little stalled in your life, I do think this is going to be another push forward. You also have to give it a chance. So it's direct, but it's stationing, basically. It's kind of like, recalibration. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but still, anytime these planets go direct, I really do feel that shift of energy. Just don't get frustrated if in 2 days you're like, things are still not moving. There's still a bunch of retrogrades, there's still a bunch of lessons, and there still is that wisdom of the feminine, that yin energy, which is like, sometimes patience is required. These seeds need to be nurtured. Keep watering them, keep bringing that sunshine to them, and keep nurturing yourself in and through that process. All right. So, what is more of the astro that's going on? The next important thing that I think we need to talk about, oh my goodness, there's so much. Neptune perigee. This especially may be very interesting in regards to what's going on. Neptune is the planet that represents our spirituality. Neptune can also represent where we like to escape the reality of things. And sometimes we even escape through our spiritual practice. Wrong or right? I don't know. I think we all need a moment to feel light again after being in the density of this world. So, that being said, we are being called to be wholly present at this time, in this moment. So notice if there's any place where you are working on escaping at this time, whether it is through spiritual practice, whether it is through any other means, eating, drugs, alcohol, sex. I've done a lot of escapism through yoga even. Not a bad thing. Ultimately a beautiful, wonderful thing. And yet, we're being called to be in this moment. So just notice that tendency to escape. Also realize that life might feel a little bit foggy. The veil is also very thin. You may be receiving very esoteric messages through this. So even as we have this direction and all this mental energy, there is this really strong esoteric thread going through things. And so tune in, ground in to fully receive these messages. But if you find yourself confused between the spiritual and the physical and what's going on in the mental right now, this is a call to drop in and listen to your body in order to help you continue moving through these energies. Like I said, so much going on. Let's see, the moon. The moon is shifting into Leo. Before the moon shifts into Leo, though, the moon is going to be creating this square with Venus, and it's going to be a cardinal T-square. Now, the good thing about this is happening very early in the morning, this cardinal T-square. So Venus and Mars are moving into a square, which we kind of talked about. So we've got a little bit of that yin versus the yang energy going on. And squares are interesting because they can be resistance, but sometimes that resistance can also build in passion. So there could be a little bit of passion coming up, especially if you're listening to your heart. So be aware of that, but be aware of any of those volcanoes, those wars that are coming up with you. There's probably a lot of emotion behind that, and that I think is your key, to sit with the emotion. There's the yin working for you, being wholly present. Sit with the emotion in order to move through any of the anger and aggression that may come up so that you can move into the passionate energy of that connection. Mercury, in its new state in Virgo, will be in conjunct Chiron. This is interesting because in conjunct, we're not really seeing eye to eye, but both are working that healing energy. What I think is what you really need for the healing of your soul versus what your mind is telling you may be a little different. Again, your option for this is really dropping into your body and listening from that place. And from that place, you will get what it is that you need. I just made a connection with my card. We'll get there in just a second. The final things I want to mention, that moon square Uranus energy and building Mercury trine Uranus. Overstimulation is happening. Get playful in order to utilize this energy that's coming through. The playfulness is going to help you. But also, again, the grounding and the presence. These cards today are so on. They're so on. Participation, body, mind, spirit, soul, heart. Flowering, but this card also shows that grounded energy, maturity, yin and the yang. The moment to moment, what I feel like that is like sometimes we're looking ahead to the next moment. This is about really dropping into this moment. And this fighting card in reverse, to me, this is about nurturing. This is about not getting over mental with things, not getting over mental with where anybody else is. Drop into yourself to help you. So, to finish, this card, Uranus, I don't know if I'm saying it right, Uranus, there is a deep buildup of life force within you now and need to channel it into action. Bum, there that is. You may have extra energy or be more alert than usual, or be aware of a sense of increased sensual or sexual energy. If you have been unsure how this ties into your spiritual path, know that it can allow you to access the richness of your soul. When we are not expressing ourselves sexually, our spiritual potential can become tamed or muted. So if you are denying yourself a desire, ask yourself how you can fulfill it. Ask Uranus to help you access your sexual self so that you can express it with integrity and in a way that honors your soul. If you and your partner are trying for a child and this card appears, fertility is very possible. So watch out for that. Watch out for that in and through that. But watch out for that as well with this yin and yang square coming up. I think there is a lot of that Kundalini Shakti energy that's flying around right now, and it does need a portal to be exercised. But there are many ways, including dancing. So that is it for today. Whew, holy cow, all of this energy. Be wholly participatory and present for yourself in and through this energy. Body, mind, spirit, soul, heart, yin and yang, full circle. All right, you can always book a reading. Email mimiclark@gmail.com, or you can find some of my readings at GaiaBlooming.com. Joe also does wonderful readings. He's been especially helpful to twins on the path, so you can reach out for that as well. Besides that, I will see you tomorrow. The better it gets, and there is enough love in the world for you. Namaste.